Dr. Jennifer Benjamin, the Associate Director with Philadelphia Child and Family Therapy Training Center. Before we begin reviewing our nominees and announcing this year's recipients, I want to take a moment to recognize the meaning behind the Marion Lindblad-Goldberg Award. This award honors the legacy of Dr. Marion Lindblad-Goldberg, whose vision and leadership shaped the foundation of ecosystemic structural family therapy and family-based mental health services. Her work reminds us that healing happens in relationships and that our greatest tool as clinicians is our ability to see the whole system, join with families in their distress, move towards change with clarity, compassion, and integrity. Each nominee we recognize today embodies those values in their own unique way, whether through their systemic insight, their commitment to growth, or their unwavering presence for families they serve. These individuals are keeping Marion's legacy alive. This moment is not just about who receives this award, it's about celebrating the collective strength, heart, and brilliance of this community that we're sitting in today. So with that in mind, let's take this moment to honor those incredible nominees for the 2026 Marion Lindblad-Goldberg Award and reveal the recipients.
Before we get to our recipients, what I'd like to do is, if you are a nominee, keep your camera on. If you are not a nominee, may I ask that you turn your cameras off just for a moment. If we could all take a minute and celebrate each and every single one of these people. You can come off mute, round of applause, use your emojis, whatever it is that you'd like to do. I just want to take a minute to honor each and every single one of you and your accomplishment and say thank you. Each and every single one of you brings such an amazing talent and skill and a part of you to this work, and we are exceptionally grateful to each of you. So thank you. Steve, anything you want to add to that before I move to the recipients? You can turn your cameras back on.
The beginning of the pandemic, it changed things for us that we're never going back to where we were pre-pandemic, for better or for worse. But that's just the way it is. And what that did for me is folks were saying, me as the director, Steve, we can't do ESFT family based by Zoom. We can't do this. And we put our heads together, Pinky, and I said, we're going to figure it out. And these folks' awards today, Pinky, are the clear evidence that we did that.
Mm-hmm.
Not only did we do it, we have empirical evidence, Pinky, that shows there are really no big outcome differences between in-person and by what we were doing by telehealth, and combinations of what we do now sometimes between in-person and telehealth.
Mm-hmm.
That we've been effectively implementing this model, and it's because of the people that were nominated today, Pinky.
Mm-hmm.
Their commitment to really, again, isomorphically, not only applying the model to children, youth, and their families, but applying the model to themselves, their team, and to their agency. And really saying there's no challenge too big. And as we talk about all the time, our challenges are big. But we really, in the face of hardship, tragedy, and trauma, Pinky, are always trying to find ways to bring out strengths, competence, and resilience.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's what the nominees all show, Pinky, and I'll shut up at that, but I could go on.
Absolutely. Could not agree more. If I could, is Cassie here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yay! I'm going to start off with Cassie. I have not had the pleasure to sit in a space and see your work, but I have had the honor of hearing all about it. And I know that Jen really wanted to be here today to celebrate with you. Unfortunately, she's not able to make it. However, she did ask me to read something for you if I could.
Of course.
So I'll do it as much justice as I possibly can in my best Jen Ben interpretation. So here we go. Cassie, Yahoo! How was that, right? If Steve or Pinky is reading this, it means you're the recipient of the MLG Award. What a well-deserved honor. I'm incredibly proud of you and grateful to have had the opportunity to witness your journey throughout training. The growth you have demonstrated from your very first training until now is truly remarkable and honestly leaves me at a loss for words. The moment nominations opened, I knew I wanted to nominate you for this award. Your commitment to seeing the good in people, your peers, your colleagues, and especially the families you serve, has helped create a culture in the training room that is both inspiring and contagious. Your positivity, authenticity, and belief in others have made a lasting impact on everyone around you. You consistently step up to meet every challenge and every request. You show up prepared, engaged, and ready to learn, often with your scales already in hand. You've embraced the uncomfortable moments of growth because you believe in something bigger than yourself. Even during the most challenging times, you hold firmly to the belief that deliberate practice, curiosity, and persistence will help families get where they need to go. Thank you for all that you bring to our cohort simply by being yourself. Thank you for the way you show up for your community. And thank you for discovering what it means to be Cassie, the systemic family therapist. Your work reflects the very spirit of this award, and I cannot think of anyone more deserving. Congratulations, Cassie.
Thank you. Brought a tear to my eye.
Would anybody like to say a few words or share some comments with Cassie?
I'll go, Pinky. So Cassie's my partner. So over the last, we've been almost a year now because we started last summer together. Cassie, because I've been here longer than Cassie. I learned so much from Cassie. She's an incredible person to work with. She delivers great work with our family. She's always so intentional, so curious, and she brings me back a lot to the model, which is great because sometimes I get away from it. So no, I love that she was awarded this. Cassie, congratulations, you deserve it.
Thanks.
Thank you, Tim.
I could go as Cassie's supervisor. Okay. I'm just very happy and very proud of Cassie and her accomplishments. I guess she's only been here a little over a year, and I'm just, thrilled to have her as a staff. She's a great role model. You can tell her passion for ecosystemic family therapy and family-based, and she's just a delight. So we're very happy for Cassie.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you, Laura.
I can go.
Yeah.
So I've had the pleasure of being a part of training with Cassie, and sometimes she does join. I'm the other supervisor with Laura, so sometimes we do supervisions together. And I can honestly say that Cassie is always engaged, always ready to work the model, always able to share, interventions or any techniques that she thinks would be helpful. So this is truly deserved. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You, Joanne.
I'll say congratulations, Cassie. It's been so great learning from you and training, and I think you're so deserving. So
thank you, Ashley.
Steve, would you like to go next, or would you like me to?
You can go.
Cassie, I oftentimes, and I'm sure you are one of the ones, get the pleasure and honor, Steve and I together, of seeing everyone at the start of their family-based and ESFT journey in startup training. And so it's always, I think, and I feel confident in speaking for Steve on this one, there's no words to explain how delightful and what joy we get out of watching a professional continue to lean into that uncomfortableness that comes with growth and embrace it and get to a place where they actually find love in that space. And we have found it. So it's always great for us to watch somebody else find that and watch their journey. So I myself am really delighted to be able to sit in this space today and see you hit this milestone. And I hope that, you continue on this trajectory and continue to grow and thrive. And I'm super excited to see where this takes you next. So congratulations.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Congratulations, Cassie.
Thank you, Steve.
Cassie, is there anything you would like to say?
When I saw my picture come up, I was kind of at a loss for words and got pretty shaky, and but also appreciative, because I think the biggest thing with this is like seeing the families and the clients that we work with in their darkest moments. And this month hasn't been the easiest, so it's always pushing through and to remind ourselves why we're doing it and what we're here for. So as long as I can keep bringing joy and light and challenge to the families that we work with, and remind them that in the most uncomfortable times is where we can have the most growth. And to be able to be recognized as somebody who has created a change like Marion has, it's more than I can put into words. So thank you.
Thank you. Can we give one more round of applause to Cassie? Congratulations, Cassie. Okay, let me go to our next award recipient. Becca, where are you?
I'm here.
There she is. All right, Becca, do you want to just very quickly, if for those that might not know, just share with us what agency you're with and how long you've been in Family Base?
Yeah, so I am in the Harrisburg cohort. I work for Laurel Life in our Mechanicsburg office right now. And I have been doing Family Base for about 10 years.
Excellent. Congratulations. And then I am going to open the floor to anyone that would like to share their congratulations. And Zach, I already see you leaning in, so I'm guessing you want to take the lead here on this.
I would like to say a few things. Yeah, thank you,
Yes,
Pinky.
please do.
It's no surprise to me that not only Becca, she was nominated for this award, but is the recipient of the award. And like we were talking about in training last week, is Becca is constantly, Becca, engaged in belief of your people and ecosystem development. You're always dedicated to turning to your agency, to your staff, and thinking one of two things. How can I support you? And how can I push you? Which really, to me, follows the therapeutic collaborative coding system, and one of the many reasons and why Becca was nominated and is the recipient. So I've been lucky enough to be with you, Becca, for several years, and really just encouraged and excited to see where you go from here.
I could say a few things. Becca is my supervisor, and from the very start from when I first started, she has taught me everything. And you can just tell that she is very confident in the model, and she holds herself to such a strong leadership, and is very soft, and she just helps everybody. She's been helping everybody within this program, the York program, the Franklin. She's awesome. I look up to her, and it is so well deserved, and I am so happy and proud to be part of her journey.
Thanks, Melanie.
Thank you.
I'm Becca's colleague at Laurel Life. Although I've only been here for 5 months, I've been in the same training center with Becca for many, many years. And so I've had the privilege of watching her be a supervisor. And now I get the privilege of working beside her. And she has been a constant knowledge base. Everything that Melanie just stated, I echo 1,000%. She has made my transition into the supervisor role so smooth. If I have a question, the person I'm calling 9 times out of 10 is Becca. So you definitely deserve this. Your work is seen across the organization.
Thanks, Dee.
And I'm Jody. I am her other
Her other half at work?
Yeah, yes. I remember Becca briefly whenever I first left the previous provider that we both were at in a different training center. Not that we had many interactions because we were in 2 different offices, but she is a wealth of knowledge. She is so patient and just has a way of saying things in the most gentle way, although it's challenging at the same time. I wish I was more like her in that way, but she has helped us grow this program. I remember her as a clinician here at Laurel Life, and then her becoming a supervisor in York, and then her shifting back into the supervisor position in Cumberland. And it's great to have her within our Co-Caregiver Alliance and working together and collaborating with her, because she challenges me. Even though I've been doing this for 16 years, she still challenges me and helps me learn things or see them in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
incredibly proud of you.
I am pretty sure I had the pleasure of doing your grad packet. And I've had the pleasure of doing panel for some of your staff. And to watch your evolution from a clinician to a booster to a supervisor, and to watch how you have deliberately and intentionally shown up in a way where I think your number one goal is to support your staff, but I've also watched you do it through being vigilant and hyper aware of what your work is and leaning into that. I've watched you advocate for your staff. And it's always like Jody, you're talking about with this it's a quiet but firm resilience and tenacity that shows up when that advocacy piece comes through. And I hope that and I think a lot of people here, we know this, but we sometimes forget that challenging and advocating doesn't have to be loud and boisterous. And you have this quiet, calming presence about you that I think a lot of people gravitate towards. And so I'm not surprised that you're winning this award. But I am thrilled beyond pieces for you that you're winning this award. So congratulations.
I appreciate it. People at Laurel Life call that my gentle jugular.
I can see that.
Becca, I'm locking in on 10 years. It's a big deal because there are many costs associated with this commitment to 10 years to public mental health that you really have figured out how to navigate. But I think what you've done is locked your sights on, it's just your commitment to the vision and the mission of public mental health. And whether we like it or not, we give up things and we make sacrifices. But what we really get from this contribution to this vastly needed area of service is just so vital. And it's been vital, and it continues to be vital, and it will continue to be vital down the pike. So I just think you're a great role model for us all. I wish more and more people would sink their teeth into the commitment like you have for this past 10 years. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Becca, would you like to say anything?
Absolutely. I'm very surprised by this. It was a surprise to be nominated and now to have won it. It's kind of like you were saying, Cassie, I don't really know what words to say. I'm still kind of processing it, but I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for the team that I have surrounding me that makes it easy to be great. When you have amazing support staff, like you're talking about this ecosystem that we build up, it makes it so much easier to be a good leader and to do what you need to do and to lean into the supports around you when they are all incredible. So I am very grateful for my team. I am very grateful for this nomination and this award. And I want to thank everybody. And Pinky, you did, I remember, because we just switched training centers and you did do my panel, and I was like, oh my gosh, we just switched. I don't even know who Pinky is, and she's going to be watching this video. So you got to see kind of that evolution and then into the training center with you guys. And it's been a journey with family-based, but Steve, like you're saying, it's so needed. Community-based mental health gets overlooked in so many ways, and it's so vital that it doesn't feel right. And I think, we need more good, constant staff who are willing to advocate for these services because they make a world of change. And I truly believe in this model. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Becca. One more round of applause for Becca. We really appreciate you. Thank you. Congratulations again. All right, Zach, buckle up. Steve, you want to kick us off, or would you like me to, and then round it out with you?
Kick it off.
All right. I know. So, for those of you who don't know, I've had the pleasure of seeing and working with Zach from the start of being an intern in his second year, coming out of LaSalle University's master's in marriage and family therapy program, to sitting in a therapy session in Coatesville where Dad was refusing to come into session, and coaching Zach in session real time during live supervision and working with him, to him being Dr. Zach Alicio, and a faculty member and a trainer and an incredible professional and clinician who's constantly looking of ways to give back. And what I've watched over these years is someone who already came in with a unique set of skills and lived experiences and social ecology that he was not afraid to use in service of clients. It did not take much to prompt Zach to be like, you know that thing? I need you to tap into that right now. He already had it, and I've watched him use it in so many different ways, in so many different roles, as an intern, as a partner in family base, as a clinician, as a supervisor, as a program director, as a faculty member, now as a father. And I think we're all truly, truly lucky to have Zach as a member of each and every single one of our alliance. And I've watched him develop his own voice and his own way of delivering the model and teaching the model. And so I'm truly in awe, and I couldn't think of a better person to receive this award, especially after a woman who's mentored me. And I know what this model and this work means to her. So I'm really grateful that Zach has stuck through this and has really committed his life's work to practicing the way that he does. So congratulations, Zach.
Thank you, Pinky.
Mm-hmm.
I love going to didactics because of Zach. Training is fun when you have somebody who just challenges you and makes you see things a different way. I told Jen last training that like I miss our training sessions over the summer because they're just so, you take so much from them and learn so much. So thank you, Zach, for always leading us and teaching us the way that you do.
Thanks, Cassie.
You deserve this so much. I'm grateful that we get to have you in the didactics, but also as our clinical trainer in the Harrisburg cohort. And I have learned so much from you as a clinician and as a supervisor. Your ability to just you just get everybody's attention. Everybody wants to learn from you. Everybody wants to hear what you have to say. People ask questions like, okay, what do you think Zach would say about this? Because you know yourself, you're authentic, you lean into the model, and you just have so much knowledge to share and spread. And you really are a role model for so many people in our cohort. So I appreciate everything that you do. And this is very, very well deserved.
Thank you, Becca.
Tasha, go ahead.
Hi, Zach.
Hey, Tasha.
Congratulations. I want to piggyback off of what Rebecca said. So almost 10 years ago, when I started in this wonderful, wonderful world of family-based. I interviewed with you, and then I had the pleasure of being in group supervision with you. And what I remember the most, it makes no sense that you're a trainer doing all the things now. It just makes perfect sense. But what I remember the most is the days that you weren't there because I missed your voice. And your voice is one of many, but a very strong voice that I carried with me all 10 years of being out in the field. And it is definitely like, dang, I wonder what Zach and Kristen would say at the time, right? It was always like, I wonder what they would say, or I can't wait to get back to group. So it makes perfect sense that this is the space that you're in now. And congratulations, friend.
Thank you, Tasha. Good to hear from you.
Let me go to Dee, and then I'll go to Joanna.
Zach, first, congratulations. I have a special appreciation for Zach because obviously you were a part of my panel, something that I was very anxious about. You made it very calming for me. But more than that, Zach, you are one of the people that validate my non-traditional perspective and voice. And so I appreciate that, not in a constant affirming way, but in a challenging way. Like you have no problem saying, yeah, Dee, I disagree with you, which has enabled me to grow as a clinician. And so I definitely appreciate you. And I am happy that I get to continue to be on this journey, even as I'm transitioning into yet another role, that you're still a part of that process.
Thank you, Dee.
You have been through my process from the beginning and definitely well deserved of this award, Zach. Very welcoming from the very beginning on didactics, on clinicals, and especially on my first supervision meeting when we did a video and there was a lot of feedback, and it was a gentle redirection to think things from a supervisor's perspective. And I do appreciate a lot of the role plays, even though we hate them. You make us practice and you make us sit on that uncomfortable place for the benefit of our clinical growth and for our families. So thank you again.
Thank you, Joanna.
Zach, this is really, really well deserved. I have had the privilege of working alongside you, and not only as a program director at one point, but also as a fellow trainer. And what I appreciate most about our relationship is the alliance. You are one of the people that if I've had a rough training or a fun training and I just really want to share something with someone who'll get it, like you're the person that I text, because I know that you do get it, and that alliance means the world to me. It's not something that a lot of people get, and so I just really want to say, like, I've loved going on this journey with you. I've loved watching you grow. Watching you like in the dissertation process that you did and then becoming a father, like it's been such a cool thing to witness. And I really appreciate how you show up for the members of your alliance. I never have to question if I'm a burden to you when I reach out to you. I know that you're always there. And that has been really, really meaningful to me because I haven't always felt that way in my like broader life, you know? So thank you for being a part of my alliance. This is really, really well deserved. Congratulations.
Right now.
I have always appreciated the trainings that we collaborate on with my staff. You gently remind them, well, and me, about remaining model focused. And you're so patient whenever we're talking through things and needing a little push. But I've also enjoyed collaborating with you on the two panel competencies that I have going right now. Even though some of them have been a roller coaster, others went a little smoother than others. But it's been a joy to kind of collaborate with you, see what you're seeing with them, and helping push them in the same direction, and knowing that, like, helping me understand that I'm on the right track with both of their competencies and helping their growth and development in itself too.
Thank you, Jody.
Just wanted to go off of what Jody said about competency, and Zach, I wanted to thank you for, I guess was it this year, last year, that you helped guide me in receiving my competency, and you saw a lot of strengths with me, and you taught me so much, and like ditto to what everybody else has said, you make a huge impact to family base, and you've taught everybody so much, and I just want to say thank you, and it's very well deserved. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mom.
So I'll sound like the old man in the room. So I remember when Zach did his first clinical presentation over in the government services building in Westchester. We basically got kicked out of there eventually, but anyway, that's a different story. And so he and his partner, they put up this PowerPoint to begin the presentation. I go, oh my, they're super organized. They're super focused. So that was impressive out of the gate. And the first slide was a picture of a size 14 tennis shoe. And he goes, this is my shoe. And I'm thinking, this is interesting. The guy is starting out with his clinical presentation showing a photograph of his size 14 tennis shoe. And then he goes to a genogram of his family. And he starts telling a story about how he's learned how to apply strengths, resilience, and competencies through the hardships, tragedies, and trauma that the world doles out, because that set the stage, and Harry Aponte would have been applauding him by showing the best tool we have is us. We got a lot of techniques, we got theory, we got principles, we got this, we got that. But what I think everybody in the room is saying today, our best tool is us. And what Zach then demonstrated is he used these experiences not to just say, I relate, I understand, but he found a way to communicate the model where the families always believed, like everybody in the room's talking about today, this guy really gets me. Like no one has ever gotten me before. I've not had these sort of experiences with anyone else. And they're touched and moved. And when you're touched and moved, you then take chances and say, okay, as we like to say, we'll go into that zone of proximal development and experiment and see where in the heck it takes you. One more comment, Pinky. So just very recently, so Zach got his PhD in counselor education and supervision. Am I correct in saying that? So he had read some stuff that I, Pinky, and Jen have written. And he's giving us feedback. And I'm thinking, oh my God, he's just not giving Steve what he wants to hear. He's just not singing his praises. But what he's really doing is showing the true meaning of collaboration, where he's taken what Steve, Pinky, and Jen have written and builds on it and expands it and helps us advance it. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, this is exactly what Marion wanted. She wanted a younger group of people to take the flag and continue to move it into the 21st century. And Zach and y'all, but Zach is the example of what we're celebrating. He's helping us do that, Pinky. Thank you, Zach.
Thank you, Steve.
Floor is yours, Zach.
Well, I wish my wife Stacy was here because I'm speechless. And she's never heard that statement before. I would, as I've had some time to think about this and how this is not only a professional award, but a personal one too. And I've really worked hard, as many of us have, to incorporate ESFT into my life to make me a better human being. And all of the people that I've come into contact with, and the agencies that I've been in, and personal and professional, I'd really just like to thank each and every person, because this award to me is really about everyone that I've met, the collective professional and personal community that really has taught me so much, taught me to be a better clinician and supervisor and trainer. And people that have been, when I first started off, I was not the quickest to learn, Pinky. So people that have been kind to me and patient with me and pushed me, I just am taken aback and I think just this award, this nomination, this recognition is just as much about every person that's come into contact with me and really helped me with my confidence and my competence. So I'm just gracious and to all of you here.
Congratulations, Zach. We give you one more round of applause. We're very excited for you and hope that you continue your celebration.
Thank you.
I want to thank all the nominees for taking time out to come today. And I want to once again congratulate all of our recipients for the Marion Lindblad-Goldberg Award. Thank you all so much for all your support and your participation for this past year. On behalf of the faculty, on behalf of Steve and Jen, we truly, truly appreciate all of you. Take care.